$70 million. Friday's numbers were 3, 14, 40, 53, 54, and the mega number was 8. As for tonight's Powerball drawing, that's worth $150 million. You're listening to the latest from NBC News Radio.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 a.m., the station that leaves no listener behind.
News from Connection Cruise. So first we'll be finishing up our cruise, talking a little bit about Greece. And then we have an exciting cruise coming up to the Mexican Riviera that we'll be talking about. That we're inviting all of you to come. You got to pay for it, but we're going to invite you anyway.
Yeah, come join us.
Yeah, so it should be fun. And then we have a special guest who'll be calling in, one of my favorite foodies that I've known, Sarah Walters. And we're talking about probably the best pretzels we've ever had. Izzy and I we really had pretzel orgasms. It was the first time ever. A pretzel really excited me. So
I know, I can't believe it. Usually I'm like, another bag of pretzels. Because you get a lot of those like while traveling on airlines. They give you these little bags of pretzels. So I'm like, pretzels, really? And then I tried it. And I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. It's like grain-free, and it's super yummy.
But don't give it all away now. People won't listen then. I know you will. There's good ones here. So anyway, we have a fun show today. I wanted to real quick talk about some of our sponsors. That's why we're here. One is Bowler and Bowler Family Law. They're in Redlands. And if you have a problem with either divorce or any kind of family issues, it could be real messy, whether it's partnership disagreements, whatever, in terms of family units. That's what it's about, especially with kids. And they're very, very professional, very efficient. What I like about them is that the staff are very, very on top of things. If they say they're going to do something, they do it. And they're very friendly. When you get there, they know you. And it's just really, really nice. They don't just go through the road and just talk about it. They really mean it. So we highly recommend them. It's Bowler and Bowler. They've been in law practice for over 50 years. Toby and his son, Sean Bowler, representing all kinds of families here throughout the Inland Empire. And again, their website is Bowler, Bowler, and Bowler.com. That's bowlerandbowler.com. They're in Redlands. The number is 909-335-4848. That's 909-335-4848, bowlerandbowler.com. You won't be disappointed, I promise. Another wonderful sponsor of ours is Soaring Swine Acres. Now, again, I'm excited about little mom-and-pop places that open up not only to have restaurants, but also have really small batch foods that you can't find anywhere else. And Soaring Swine Acres in Yucaipa they have a wonderful little store, really cute store in Yucaipa on California, or you can go on the website and buy it. And what they make is over 300. I think they're like almost 370 now. Jams, jellies, salsas, sauces. Pickles. They have teas now. Really nice mixtures of teas.
Hot honey.
Yeah, hot honey, different honeys and everything. And they're really creative and they're really, really good for the community. I mean, and if you know someone you want to get a gift to, and instead of buying the same old boring gifts, this is definitely a place you want to go to. So it's called Soaring, Soaring, Swine, like a piggy, Acres, and it's SoaringSwineAcres.net. .com. SoaringSwineAcres.com, and I love it. All I can say is that Vizzy and I like it because we disagree on quite a few things, but if we like it, guess what? You're going to love it too. So, okay, and then the last one is Ray's Shanghai Bistro.
Yes, and they're located on 1711 West Lagonia Avenue. It's in Redlands, and right next to the old DMV, and they're just amazing. I have to say, I definitely stamp my endorsement on them.
I think it's probably the best in the Inland Empire, at least. The best Chinese restaurant that we have.
Yeah, it's Shanghainese Chinese. They have a little bit of everything. They will make it vegetarian if you're a vegetarian. They really, really tailor what dietary needs are, so you can ask about it. They have really good dumplings. They made it from scratch. Mm-hmm. They make spare ribs that's
deep fried spare ribs.
Yeah, I know, so good. They have like best rice cakes. If you know what Chinese rice cakes are, they're like little discs, and they're kind of chewy, but they stir fry it with a bunch of vegetables and meat, and it's so yummy. And then they have the goizas, dumplings they make from scratch also. so they're soup. They have the orange peel chicken and beef, which is
if you've never
good.
had orange peel beef, get that. But as for it crispy, it's strips of beef that's basically deep fried and crispy and just delicious with a nice tangy sauce. And orange peel beef. You never had that. And here I gave it to her to try it. And she's like, oh
yeah,
my God.
I'm totally hooked. And it's so good. And Allan's favorite is the hot and sour soup there. It's
really
just
is.
got enough kick, but it's got full flavor because it's not just watery.
Yeah, good portions, good prices. And I love Chinese food is probably my favorite.
And it's a small restaurant. It's a family-owned restaurant. So husband's cooking behind the scenes and the wife usually is the front of the house. So, go support the family-owned restaurant. And they're located, once again, 1711 West Lagonia Avenue. And their phone number is 909-335-6770. Once again, 909-335-6770. You can dine in or take it to go. And you can get them you also reach them at www.Rhodes, R-U-I-S, Shanghai, SHANGHAI, Bistro, BISTRO.net. ShanghaiBistro.net.
See, you got excited.
I know, right? I got
It's
so
food.
excited, and my salivating thing about that orange peeled beef. Yum.
That's probably the best. So, have you ever had that, Marlis?
Nope.
Sounds
wonderful.
You and George, we got to
I
go.
can't wait.
Yeah, it's really good. Marlis is, I've known Marlis for over 20 years now, I guess.
I think so.
25 years. And she's the big boss, boss lady at Connection to Cruise. And I've had many trips I've planned with her, and every time there's never been a hitch. I highly recommend this woman and George, her husband. What's nice about it is they know what they're doing. They're not there to lead you on. They want to know what you want. That's not what they want to sell you. What do you want? And they base everything around your needs, which is really, you can't say that. You can go cheaper, but guess what? It's crap. I've been ripped off by that. I'll be honest. I've been ripped off by it.
Well, plus, if you do it online, there's a lot of things unknown and small prints that they don't really disclose until you get to the location, you get a kink, and nobody's there to help you. You're literally paddling up the creek by yourself in your little boat. So,
That was a nice tie-in.
Yeah, because, when you go on a cruise, you want to be stress-free. You want to be enjoyable. You want to, especially in this day and age with the COVID. I mean, Marlis is so knowledgeable. We actually approached her so many times, bugging her before we left on the cruise. And she knew exactly what we need and knew what apps we need to download and, what tests we should take. I mean, she's a wealth of information.
Right.
I mean,
she's been doing this for what, 20, 30 years?
40.
40 years, wow.
Well,
Pure
thank
expert.
you.
So you started when you were like 5, 10 years old, right?
Yep.
Exactly. So
Yeah, pretty close.
yeah, it's amazing. So we'll get into a little bit more about your company, but wanted to finish up. Last week we talked about our cruise, the first half
Italy.
Italy, and we talked about Italy, and now we're going to talk about Greece. And Izzy's the one that has the memory of steel, better than mine. We went to 4 islands, so let's talk. We went to Rhodes.
No, we went to Santorini first. First Greek island we went to was Santorini. Second one was Rhodes. Third one was Mykonos, and fourth one is Athens.
And they're all very different.
Very different islands, very different. Even the climate. I think the climate a little bit different. The terrain's definitely different. And so each island offers something different. And I think there were like 600 Greek islands. I can't quote on that, but there's quite a few Greek islands out there. So, if you find one you don't like, you can probably find another one you totally love. So
Just getting to the other ones is a little challenging.
Yeah, Crete and everything else. But
yeah, but I mean, it's just Santorini was very quaint, I thought.
Very hilly. Go ahead.
Well, because where we docked. I mean, they do have an airport, so you don't have to go up a hill. But from where we're at, when we docked on, when we got the boat, you had to take a tender to the side, on the dock, and then there's some shops, typical pier kind of thing, a little bit of coffee shops and stuff. But then you have to ride this funicular,
which is like straight up,
and it's like I think it's $2. So make sure you have cash on you because you definitely have to ride that funicular up the hill. Once you're up the hill,
or you could ride a donkey, but I don't think.
Or you can walk.
Or you can walk.
There was people walking, which
there's
was like,
actually a zigzag road you can hike up there, but
we walked down. Oh. Yeah, we walked down.
You're my hero.
Yeah, I was like, straight up, don't think so.
No.
I think that's too much work. And so we went for the vernacular. And once we up there, that literally opens up. You have no idea you're on a hill. I mean, there's marketplace, there's streets. I mean,
they're all windy. It's windy. It's all cobblestone, pretty much. A lot of walking.
Paths. It feels like little paths and through
Like
all these little
alleyways
buildings and
and stuff.
restaurants and shops
Right.
and stores and
thousands. It seems like millions of shops.
And people are so friendly. I mean, really, I found Greek people warm and friendly. In Santorini was when we got there. Unfortunately, usually they get a lot of sun, and we happened to arrive there when it was still a little bit cloudy. So the weather was coming in, so it's a little bit cold and windy. But normally, it's in the summertime, they're known for there's a red sand beach, a black sand beach, and the regular beach. So it's an island that's to me it feels like if you've been to Hawaii, like Kauai. It's really quaint. It's a little bit less developed than some of the other big cities.
Yeah, it's very.
It's very. I like
it's ritzy. I think ritzy. A lot of
yeah,
people
and
go
it's
there.
not very. I wouldn't say. You don't feel like you're, in a big city, which is if I go on vacation, that's what I like.
Like Athens. Athens is like New York.
Yeah, I mean,
Athens
you
is
have no
crazy.
idea.
We'll talk about Athens later, but real quick, the other thing too is you can go on a lot of different tours. If you go on a ship, they have ship tours. As soon as you get off, there's all kinds of places there that you can go to get tours. Highly, highly recommend getting a private tour. To me, that's the only way of doing it. It costs usually about $70 an hour. If you want to do a 3-hour tour, do a 3-hour tour.
A 2 hour, you can do a
But
2 hour.
I'm telling you, they customize what you want. They have 1,000 bakeries on island. If you just want to do bakeries, they'll do it. Restaurants, they'll do that. They'll take you where you want to go.
We went to a winery and did a whole wine tasting that day to one of the oldest vineyards that I cannot remember right now for the life of me, the name of it. But we had a wonderful time. And it was kind of neat just to go see these old grapevines.
Well, speaking of old, I mean, and some of the ruins there, and I mean, the history of the island is amazing. How the Turkish used to have it, and it's just really interesting.
And the whitewashed buildings and the blue roofs and all the bougainvilleas, and it's just so picturesque. And the caldera and the views.
And the food's great,
And,
the people are incredible. So,
Yeah.
Okay, next island.
Next island I went to was Rhodes, and Rhodes was quite. I think it's the third largest. They're saying third or fourth largest island in the Greek island, and it has a lot to offer. I mean, I think our tour guide said normally there's about like 15,000 people live there, but in the summer months there's so many people that come as visitors. Actually, there's more visitors than there's residents.
Right.
Usually, the 30,000 people would descend on this island because most of the island has got white sandy beaches. So it's really wide. We joined a tour. So we went from one end of where we docked at our boat docked on the dock, and literally we can walk off. And we jumped on. We went to the other side of the island, went to Lindos, which is an Acropolis, which is like an old like hilltop ruins. So just imagine these beautiful columns on top of the hill. It was quite a hike. They did not warn anybody that had mobility issues that this was like narrow stairs hiking up.
You got to be Superman to walk that.
I ran it, so I don't know. I ran up and ran down. So I thought the view was beautiful. You can see the blue waters, white sand beaches,
Clear
even
blue
right there.
water.
There's a
It's
little,
so pretty.
yeah, and there's a marina. I mean, it's just really, really cool.
Were people even swimming in that water? It's like we went, nobody was even in the water, and I'm like, I'm putting my feet in this water. I'm getting in.
We went in May, so it's still early in the season. They said the summer season didn't start till like another week or two, so there were less beach goers right then. But I think they said in another month they were expecting a lot more people showing up in the warmer months. And then we went from there to a ceramics factory, actually a handmade factory. So it's not really a pottery, not a factory, but a family that's been making pottery for generations. And I guess there's only 2 families left on the island that make museum quality pottery. And they're, they actually replicate some of the stuff in the museum from the old ages. And
you bought some?
course.
We did. Beautiful hand-painted dish.
Plate.
It's beautiful. It got gold. I mean, got flowers. It's colorful. It's beautiful. And something you can use and you can actually enjoy if you want to hang it up.
The other thing, too, they have a lot of incredible clothes, women clothes. And best of all, I mean, all these islands, but best of all, the prices are really, really inexpensive compared to, they don't rip you off and everything. Very, very, everything's linen there.
Yeah.
And,
and then
excellent.
we went to the old town in Rhodes, and there was like a castle. I think it was a medieval castle we have to walk past. It was like in BC, it was built. It's still staying there. It's a fort. There was a moat at one time. There were all these little really cool shops in this, right when you pass the castle, it's inside this town. So it's cobblestone streets, very quaint. We ate at the cafe. Absolutely lovely weather. It was warm that day. Actually, they have one Starbucks on this island. I should have gone there and got myself a cup. But anyways,
it was really fun.
It was really, really fun. Lots of jewelry stores and lots of shopping. You want to do shopping, if not, leather goods or you just sightsee. I mean, there's tons to see there. So
definitely
really enjoyable.
Then there's Athens. Not so quaint.
No, Mykonos.
Oh, Mykonos. I'm sorry. I thought
Skipped an island.
Mykonos.
Mykonos was when we arrived. It was a windy and cold, sunny day. So it was clear sun, but it was so windy I couldn't stand up straight.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was beautiful.
So beautiful.
I mean, you literally docked and you can see the white-washed buildings. It's like everywhere. And it's just blue, clear water. You can see the bottom. I mean, if you look down the water, you're like, oh my God, it's clear. I've never seen it.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. And then, the old town Mykonos was, really cool because it's like a maze. It's like
it is a maze. It's fun. You could just walk and walk and walk. I mean, we just got lost.
Yeah.
And then we'd end up on the top of a hill, and then we'd wander down and be like some little different cobblestone streets, and just everywhere you turned you wanted to take a picture because it's just so beautiful with all the little decorations and the whitewashed buildings and the restaurants and the flowers and
lots of cafes. I mean, lots of cafes.
Greeks like to eat, let me tell you.
Yeah,
they do.
And in Mykonos, I guess it stands for Rocky Island or Windy Island. It's both because the tour guide wasn't real sure. Like she said both, so I wasn't sure which one it was, but it stands for that. And it was made well known because of the Onassis, because I guess they were the first one that loved to dock at that island. That was one of their favorite islands. And so there's actually a restaurant called Jackie O there. So really interesting. Wow. That was one of the tidbits we got. Yeah, and there's a monastery. It's really quaint. It's really neat. Definitely a resort kind of island. They have tons of like resorts by the ocean view, and
it's beautiful.
It looks like somewhere I like to visit again.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I'm going back in August.
Ooh,
oh, really?
So jealous.
Yep. Then we have Athens. Now we can talk Athens.
Yeah,
Think
go
New
ahead,
York
Allan.
City on
steroids.
On steroids. I mean, it's a hustle bustle city. That really surprised me. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
But lovely people, lots of traffic, lots of walking, lots of in the middle, like Rome. Lots in the middle of the city. You have beautiful
stadium, the Olympic Stadium. There's a
the first one,
Acropolis. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I really liked it. A lot of different food items there. A lot of different restaurants. A lot of different cultures that go there.
Yeah, you visit the Placa.
Yeah, the Placa, which is like
tunnels and streets of different.
Nothing but shopping.
Shops that offer everything.
But I've never seen so many shops like tennis shoes places. Well, they do a lot of walking there, so. But like they'll be right next to each other, like 10 of them in a row. It's like that and jewelry were like gone crazy.
Well, there's even herb shops. There's gelato. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. To me, I think Athens felt like they offer a lot of things Rome offered to. A lot of those little cafes,
like
little gelato, a little you can snack. And then we actually dined at an outdoor.
A friend of mine, George, who owns Las Playas, he's from Greece. He told me we got to go to this restaurant, and sure enough, we went there, and fantastic kebabs there, probably the best I've ever had. Mm-hmm. But the funny little story, and then we got to move on, is you mentioned herbs. The only thing I ever wanted from this whole trip was Greek oregano. You can't find
spices.
It's hard to find in spices, Greek spices. So most of them had small packages. So Izzy said, her and our wonderful tour guide said, I know a place. So they went. I stood where the restaurant was, of course. Izzy and him went there. And I get this now.
Okay, we hiked for blocks away. Okay, he had to look on to like literally do a map quest to get to this place. But this place, all they saw was all the locals were lined up. Obviously, it was a hot place to buy all the herbs, spices, snacks, dried fruits, everything.
So Izzy gets it, and she texts me, "How much do you want?" How about? I said, "I don't know."
They go by the metric system.
Yeah, and I don't know that. So, and of course, I didn't have much Wi-Fi or anything really. So she goes, "Is a half a liter okay?"
Half kilo.
Or half a kilo? And I'm like, I'm not a drug dealer. I don't know this stuff. Yeah, I guess. So she brings me this bag the size of me, the biggest bag I've ever seen.
So half a kilo is about 2 pounds, a little bit over 2 pounds.
I thought for sure TSA is going to bust me. They're going to say, this can't be. What
Everything smelled oregano. Like oregano.
Yeah. So good old Izzy came through with the pin. So if you need oregano, come on down. I'll give you as much as you want.
Greek oregano. It smells a little different than the Mexican.
I'll trade you some paprika. I brought back a kilo of paprika from Hungary.
See, we're not so unique.
That's funny. So. Anyway, again, we went on a cruise. We highly recommend doing it that way because you get to see a little bit of all your islands. Then if you want to go back, you can. I think it would be disappointing if we went there. We wouldn't know what to do, whereas at least on a cruise.
I wouldn't know which island to pick.
I'm excited to go back because, on a cruise, you only have one day in each port, and you kind of discover what it's like. And then I'm excited to go back and do something a little bit different that I didn't get to do. Right. The first time.
Well, that's why you're here, Connection to Cruise.
And the great thing is you don't have to pack and unpack. So you go to all those different islands.
And then good food. I mean, amazing food, great service. I mean, I can't even say enough about the cruise. It was so amazing.
And you guys already said which cruise line you were on, right?
Good old Celebrity.
Yeah,
I don't think I'll ever go on another one again. I mean, another
I'm
cruise
sold. Celebrity Edge. Yep, that's
We're sold, I know. And you got to experience the newest and the best. Well, not quite the newest.
Well, now it's like the third newest, I think. There's two other new ones coming up.
The Apex and then the Beyond.
Right, which will be going next year somewhere.
And supposedly they're an improvement they build it upon the Edge. So it's actually getting better and better.
Right. So unbelievable. Okay, let's talk about our cruise we have planned. First of all, this is something we're working directly with Marlis on and George, and we're going to the Mexican Riviera. Now, I've been that before, but I went on Carnival. I'll be very honest, it was horrible. I didn't like it. The food was horrible. We wasted a lot of money going on.
That's why we've picked Celebrity, right?
A shore excursion was the worst Mexican. I wanted to go back in the kitchen and cook Mexican food. It was the worst. And what's the buffalo that water
La
thing?
Bufadora.
Yeah, don't go there. Don't waste your money.
I like going there.
Oh,
I think it's fun.
It's like seeing a whale with gas. It's like it's nothing. I just thought it was.
I haven't been there in a long time.
Don't waste your money.
But this time, I'm going next week to Ensenada. I'm going to be on a cruise.
Don't go. I'm telling you.
I'm probably going to go to the wine country. I'm going to try the Guadalupe Valley now.
Yeah.
I've heard lots of good things.
Yeah, and I heard that they cut back with kids with chiclets.
Well,
I heard it's much better now.
We were in Ensenada about a month ago, and it was very nice. It was very clean.
Very clean
it was, I think they still had some kids. If you wanted to look for them, you could find them.
Yeah, but hopefully you look away. So,
but
anyway, this will be a trip from November 12th through the 19th. It's a 7-day cruise out of Los Angeles, San Pedro, Los Angeles, and we're going to Ensenada, Cabo San Lucas, and
Puerto Vallarta. So it's called the Mexican Riviera, and I heard Mazatlan's a lot of crime there and stuff. That's why we're not going there. That's what I've heard. Well, I think just out of the three, sometimes Mazatlan has had its issues. I would go back. I just, it's not as much. It's not as much to really do there, I guess. So. These ports are really good. And many of the cruise lines are still going to Mazatlan. So Celebrity may have just decided to switch it up a little bit. That's what I've heard. Plus, you're on a great ship, so maybe an extra day at sea. Rather than Mazatlan, to me, is a really good trade-off. Now, when we booked being at sea, it's amazing because there's so many things to do on Celebrity. When we booked it with you originally, we had a different ship, and all of a sudden, guess what? The prices went up, but also the ship went up. It's a higher level Solstice. The prices stayed the same, not go up. I'm sorry. The prices stayed the same, but we got a bigger, nicer ship. We got this the Solstice. Right. So it was supposed to be in Japan, and that didn't work out. So.
Got the
you
nicest
guys got
ship.
lucky, and the Millennium is beautiful. It really is a beautiful ship.
Well, they
but
refurbished it, didn't they?
yeah, and it really is a beautiful ship. But the Solstice is just that step up, and then you've got your Edge class from there. So it's just everything about it is very nice. It's very modern, very free-flowing. All the attention to detail on all of Celebrity ships are amazing, and I think that's what makes them different. And we've talked about price points, you know, saying, well, you might pay a little bit more, but you're going to get a lot more.
Well, a lot more comes free Wi-Fi, free classic beverages,
Which is alcoholic beverages, coffees,
everything.
teas.
Wow.
Yes, so that's
That alone is worth
a
it
big
if you
value.
drink, yeah. And the other thing is free gratuity. That's prepaid gratuity, so it's all
included in the price.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't get that. I mean, if you pay extra for it, it'll cost you a lot more for those things. The other thing we highly recommend, there's different classes you can go to. Or you go to the higher level, or we went on the aqua level is what we went to
the
Greece
aqua
with.
class was
Highly
totally
recommend
worth
that. It's
it.
a little bit more, but first of all, you'll get your own restaurant. Usually that restaurant, the one we went to, was probably the best restaurant I've been on a ship ever.
Well, and that's one of the things about Celebrity as well, is that you
They really pride themselves on food.
Yes, they pride themselves on food. They spend much more per diem on their food than most other cruise lines of this category, unless you get into a very high-end
one.
luxury product. So I'd just say this is probably the best luxury product cruise at the best value. I mean, it's just such a great value because they're like right in between. You know, they're just below, like, say, some of the Crystal or Seabourn, but then way above Royal Caribbean or Princess or on their food.
Even the rooms are amazing.
Izzy's a woman of taste. She's a diva.
Yeah, I'm a little.
I agree.
And she loved it. I mean,
And I don't want anything unless it's worth eating. So for me, oh my gosh, the food was so good. I mean, I can't say that with a lot of places I go to, even restaurants. So I was very impressed with Celebrity.
And the La Petite Chef.
Oh my gosh!
Restaurant
is that on this ship too?
I don't know. I don't think it is on this restaurant, but I mean on this ship. I always get mixed up with my ships.
We'll find out.
We'll find out
next week. We'll have some more.
Yeah, we'll find out some of the restaurants they have. Even the cafe. I mean, the general like the kind of Ocean View Cafe. There were so many choices. I mean, they were like they tailored to people from all around the world, and was really neat on the edge. So I mean, even that, most of the times you go, oh, it's like a cafeteria. It's not that quality. I mean, it's one much higher step of quality.
And they serve you like the buffet and everything.
Yeah,
they
and
serve you,
their
so you
quality
don't have to
of
worry about
food's amazing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they gave you so many choices, and it's just I don't know. I was really, really impressed.
And what's nice about the Aqua class too is it's more health oriented or wellness oriented.
Well,
Plus,
the spa
you have
alone,
access to the spa and all of the wonderful things in the spa, which is incredible and a great value in itself.
Yeah. No, it's a fantastic ship, and I just can't wait. I mean, we've just got on it about 3 weeks ago, and I can't wait. This will be in November 12th through the 19th.
Yep.
Why don't you give your address, your phone number, and email?
So phone number,
website.
it's connectiontocruise.com. It's all singular. It's not connections to cruises. It's connection to cruise. Phone number is 909-798-9133. And you can learn about Allan's group if you go to our website and you scroll down to our main page, click on groups, and you'll see the information about the Let's Dine Out group in November.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, so just look for Allan Borgen, and
Yep.
I'm going to be posting like crazy for it. But you're all invited, and my understanding is we're going to have a lot of fun things. I don't want to give it away, but a lot of fun little extra stuff. And depending on how many people come, we're looking at a private dinner for us. We're looking at a lot of different things.
Yeah, we'll have some a nice specialty dining so that you can do something above and beyond just the, included.
Right. I'm also looking at trying to get somebody, a chef I know, who knows some people in Ensenada. So I'm going to see, or any of the other cities, if we can do like a dinner or lunch there, and a special lunch there too.
Yeah, I have another group we're working on that he is well versed in Ensenada. He owns a brewery.
Oh, okay.
So I'll have to check with him
maybe
because
do something with
he
him.
knows,
Okay.
he knows a lot of great places there. So I might
Cool.
Ooh, that would be cool.
pick his brain a little bit.
And I promise you, we won't need you being with us the whole time. You guys can be with us when you want. We want to be separate. You can do that too.
And
But
plus, there's so many activities on board. I mean, there's really nothing. Every you can think of. You like trivia? There's trivia. There's game shows. There's sing along. There's karaoke. I mean, there's dancing. I mean, there's a little bit of everything, and there's yoga. I mean, it's really they offer so many things for some. And you
Teeth
like to-
whitening.
yeah, going to the spa because I got a pedicure, I got a massage. I mean, facial. It was amazing. I was totally worth it.
and the shows, kind of like Broadway,
The
they're like Vegas
entertainment
shows.
is fabulous.
Yeah.
I think they do a great job with the entertainment. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Like
amazing.
It's almost like Cirque du Soleil quality. I mean, it's just really. I was really impressed.
And
you
then
know?
a good variety. You can be in one area and have, a classical music, and you can go to another
Comedian.
room and have some good, rock and roll
Jazz,
and
yeah.
comedian,
Another one was
jazz.
there was a Latin
comedy,
jazz night.
comedy club.
The one that Izzy likes, the one where everyone wore headphones. And
Oh.
they're all listening at different things.
And they're all dancing.
And they're all dancing.
And one time there was it's called silent disco, so everybody was dancing to their own music in their own headphones, and it's hilarious to watch.
And a sistership of celebrity.
And there's another night.
They
there's-
hooked up at the same time with
So
them.
they had to sing, literally everybody had headphones on and got to sing as loud as they want to compete with this other ship. So
Oh,
it was
really?
just hilarious because we just sat there and watched everybody.
laughing.
They were dancing, they were singing, and I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious because people were all over, spread around the ship doing this. And I just had fun every night watching people because to me, that's like the most relaxing thing for me. I don't have to do anything. I just can sit there, have my little coffee or my, herbal tea, and then watch everybody else. Like, it's hilarious.
Izzy likes calmness. However, she joined a slot machine competition.
Oh, goodness.
Put $25 in, and it was 10 on the first round, 10 people on the first round, and 10 on the second round. Guess who won the first round? Izzy.
Wow.
You've never seen anybody
I've never done
pump.
I had no idea what I was doing. The people around me had to explain to me what to do because I have
and all you
never
do is
done it before.
tap the spinner.
It's tap and then hit the screen with there's a
Yeah, if a bubble
balloon.
comes up, you hit it.
yeah.
How
But
funny.
everything was fine. The second time, she was doing really good. Then she started laughing, and then she lost control of it. She was laughing like
I
crazy.
came in third.
She came in third.
You have to
That's
get
pretty
number
good.
one
Yeah.
to get like.
And Izzy doesn't gamble. Not at all. So I thought that's a
Nope.
new side of her I,
I don't
just
either.
learned. But
So-
it was
Yeah,
fun.
That was a good
I can't really talk
$25.
about the casino because I just don't
They
gamble.
have everything.
I
mean,
walk
they
through
have
it.
blackjack, poker. They have,
Yeah.
slot
They have
machines, so-
tables. Yeah.
My husband will play craps every once in a while, but he loves that on a
But
cruise.
the bottom line is there's so much to do on a cruise. The other thing that's very important, because we were very concerned, and like most of you are, about sanitation, especially with
unbelievable.
with COVID. And let me tell you, from the airports on, everything was so spectacular. The
The
ship,
cruise is so
first of all, they
clean.
check you every minute. First of all, you have to take a test to get on. You just can't get on. You have to show them a test
Negative.
that passed, right? And to get off, so, well, at least with us, to get off to the airport, you had to do the same thing. So that's
to get
number
back
one.
into the U.S.
Yeah, back to the U.S. Yeah, do that. Number
right
one.
now, anyway.
Yeah. Second thing is on the mask. All the staff wear a mask. If you want to wear a mask, you could. If not, you didn't have to. But everywhere, I mean, literally everywhere you went, there was a sanitization where you can use Perel.
Well,
and-
plus all the tables, they actually have their own system. If somebody used a table, that you see somebody immediately behind you. The minute you get up, they're up there grabbing your plates, cleaning the table, disinfecting it. I have never seen, because especially being such a huge ship, I've never seen so many people so clean, because I'm like germphobe here, and if there's a crumb, I'm like, oh, there's a crumb, And I did not see any of it, and for me not to see some dirty spots, that's
and she
huge.
looks. Trust me, she'll find it.
Yeah, and that they're amazing. And from what my understanding is during the shutdown and when they weren't cruising, that they put in a whole new filtration system
Yep, right.
into all of their ships, which is pretty amazing. So that the air is pumped through and it's brought in from the outside. And
Right.
I don't totally understand it, but
Well, we took a tour of the
they're
ship.
tout
and
that.
They're very, very eco-friendly for every part of their from laundry to
recycle
garbage,
everything.
everything is recycled. And
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
And only the stuff they put back in the sea is edible for the fish.
Yeah.
So
And clean water,
Yeah.
even being like UV, it's been filtered, clean, RO, and then UV like rayed. So there's like no germs, and then it goes back clear into the ocean.
I'm
It's
glad you
amazing.
guys did that. That's great.
Yeah, loved it. Yeah, I highly recommend. I literally like have told everybody how great of the ship is, how great Marla's was, and just helping us every step of the way.
Well, you also helped me learn a few more things because I had to get back into the groove of, relearning some of the process. So, it's a lot has changed.
Right.
So one of the things that's really interesting is that since I've now cruised 4 times, I've had to change my habits. They don't send out documents anymore, and they have they have the apps now that are amazing. So it's just coaching the clients through to say, okay, after you've made your final payment, you need to make sure download the app so that you can look at
Everything's
shore
right on there.
excursions. You can see what you're going to need to check in online. You're going to need to see when you need to upload your COVID tests. All of those things. So, and that can be daunting as you went through. And I'm learning too how to now walk people through and coach people through that process, and it's a learning curve. So I'm getting better at it.
And I like how, like this ship, they included all the Wi-Fi, all the drinks. I mean, that's half the battle is to go, okay, well, every time I stop somewhere, get a water or a drink, it's going to cost me money.
Everything's bottled water.
This is all inclusive. I mean, into this cruise that we're putting together, that Marla's put together for us. So, I mean, that's half the battle because you don't have to worry, how much am I going to drink and how much money I'm going to, and the tips. I remember the old days.
Some other cruise lines that include that who add an 18% gratuity at the end, Celebrity does not. So, I won't mention names, but I've had clients get off of ships that had these beverage packages, and they had this huge 18% fee that they had to pay on top of the beverage package and the specialty dining.
Well, if you buy it separate, you have to do that. That happened to me once.
So
anyway,
it's a great value.
Yeah,
So
it's
again,
a great value.
November,
I mean, whatever you pay for, and that's what really all you have to worry about is the cost of the cruise and the tax. We
port
can't
taxes and stuff.
We can't get away from the taxes.
Like
It has nothing to do with the cruise line. It's the state and the port, and everybody else is trying to get their piece. So that's all you're paying. You don't have to worry about bringing extra money to tip people. So if you want to, you can, but it's not necessary.
And the cabins and the staterooms cabins
gorgeous.
are very, very nice. I mean, they have not missed a detail in the staterooms either. I mean, even with the little bar in the shower for women to put your foot on
up.
so you can shave your legs.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that one.
And there's the Aqua Class has a body shower, so it's like a car wash shower. Amazing, because I have that at my house and I love it. So I was like, ooh, 3 showers going. I love it. My whole body. I did just stand there. Got a head, the body, middle of the body, and the bottom. all together. Didn't have to move much. Just spin around, and it's like all done. So nice.
Yeah. No, you get pampered there, and for a whole week, it's good. Like I said, it's very, very safe. That's one of the people know, especially with COVID and everything. I can't stress that enough. A lot of people are still a little afraid to travel, and first of all, the ship's not all the way full. Number one, they never fill the whole ship up because of all this.
At this point, no, they're being very cautious, and
so probably this is the best time to go because you're not dealing with the packed full ship with crowds and lines and everything.
To get on the ship, you have to be tested. So
you have to have
important.
a negative test.
Otherwise, you can't get on. So again, it's November 12th through the 19th. It's Mexican Riviera. So it's Ensenada, Cabo San Lucas, and
Puerto Vallarta.
So really a lot of time at sea and a lot of great
And we were just in Puerto Vallarta November. We weren't on a cruise. We went down for an all-inclusive vacation, but we did spend some time in downtown Puerto Vallarta. And there is a lovely little shopping area. It's just a wonderful town. I love it. It's a colonial town. There's a lot of history. There's a lot to do there. We went, off-roading. You could go zip-lining. There's great food. There's great restaurants. There's great shopping. There's history. There's, the beach. There's snorkeling. There's all kinds of things. There's something for everybody in Puerto Vallarta. And Cabo, too, tequila tasting or breweries or...
I think I feel the main theme of you when you like to travel, wine. Drinking.
No, well, a little bit
nothing
here
wrong
or
with
there.
That's nothing wrong with that.
Food. Definitely food.
If Izzy wasn't allergic to alcohol, I could see her. She's the type that would want to try everything. She's shaking her head yes, so.
Yep.
Yeah, but Puerto Vallarta, I've been there. It's beautiful, beautiful island. It just, you can go different part of the islands totally look different. And it's
you mean the bay.
Yeah, the bay looks different.
It does.
And it's just, there's a lot of history there. Elizabeth Taylor was there. She had a house there. I mean, even way back when people went there as
Predator
a resort town.
was filmed there with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Really? Yes.
Cool. So, anyway, let's give one more time information in terms of how to find out about the cruise, the Let's Sign Out cruise.
So at connectiontocruise.com, scroll down for groups and click on that, and you'll be able to find Allan's and Izzy's Let's Dine Out group.
Perfect. And then I'm also on Facebook, so just Allan Borgen, you'll find me, and I'll be pushing it almost every day.
You might be able to do connectiontocruise.com/Let's Dine Out, but I'm not sure. I haven't tried that yet to be sure that works.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, definitely reach out. When in doubt, I can always reach out to Allan, and he'll let you know.
My email is Mr. MR Foodie, FOODIE, the number 1, @outlook.com. So Mr. Foodie 1 @outlook.com. So, okay, Marlis, we've taken a cruise. We went to Italy. We went to Greece. We've eaten a lot, but we have to snack. Snacking is very important. And recently, a company was very nice to send us some samples of some products. And to be honest, it was like pretzels. I'm like, pretzels. Pretzels are pretzels. What? I don't look forward to this, but I'll be honest. Let's try it. And what's our reaction, Izzy?
Oh my gosh, because I'm thinking in generic pretzels, like, I get those on the airlines. It's not so exciting, but these are simply amazing.
Grain-free pretzels. We'll get into a little detail with it. And on the phone with us is probably my favorite foodie. I've known her for 3-4 years now, and she represents a lot of different companies. Her name is Sarah Walters. And how are you doing, Sarah?
Doing great. How are you this evening?
Oh, great. We're talking about pretzels and your pretzels, so we're doing real good. We just got back from Greece and from Italy on a cruise, so we're all
amazing.
We're very relaxed.
Congratulations, guys. That's exciting.
It was fun. Now we're going to go to Mexico. So if you're not doing anything in November, join us on a trip to Mexico. We're going to
that sounds like a great idea.
Nice
That's
cruise there. So, okay, let's talk about the company. Let's talk a little bit about pretzels away. It's called Savor by Suzy, grain-free pretzels. And let's talk a little bit about the company and a little bit of the history.
That's right. I'm glad that you guys got the package, and I'm glad that you absolutely love them because I absolutely love this brand as well. Suzy and Scott Carpenter, they went after an amazing grain-free snack, gluten-free, allergen-friendly, and it really has that crunch that you really need out of a snack, like more than any pretzel I've ever tried. And the flavors are just amazing. So the flavors, garlic and herb, you have sea salt, a little bit spicy, and, then you have their chocolate. So you have dark chocolate and milk chocolate. So a lot of great options for people. And, I'm with Izzy. If I sit down with one of the dark chocolate bags, it's gone in like 5 minutes.
Even the sea salt was amazing.
We went to visit my mom in L.A. It's probably an hour away. We finished the whole bag. It's all we did with going up there. It was like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God.
Couldn't stop eating. It was like addiction. It was like, oh, my God, it tastes so good. I want another one. I want another one.
But you mentioned something, Sarah, that's probably the biggest thing in my mind was the crunchiness to it. I mean, pretzels are usually crunchy, but nothing like this. This had the most crunch I've ever had, which means actually you can eat less, and it's more satisfying, and it's good for your teeth. It cleans it up a little bit, but what a great crunch, and the flavor was amazing. You'd never know it was not made with traditional flour, and for celiacs, people who need that, this is something for them that's absolutely perfect.
That's right. And I mean, when Suzy's daughter, Kelly, she was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder and also celiac disease and other food intolerances, she realized that she had to hit the kitchen and come up with something that her daughter could eat, her family could eat as a whole, because your whole family kind of goes through that transition of changing the way that they eat. And she wanted something that tasted good. And this is what she, her and her family came up with. It's a family business. Their bakery is full of love, and they really just want to support that, autism awareness and neurodiversity in the workforce, and really making it a great place to work in addition to the food they put out. So that food that you're trying has so much love into it. I can't even tell you. It's just an amazing company and amazing family.
Yeah, this is an exciting product. I mean, not everything's exciting, but very good. But this is beyond that. And now celiac is something that's really come to fruition in the last 5-6 years. I mean, you always hear about this. When I was younger, I don't think we had that, or we didn't know about it.
People have been sick and they don't know why they're sick, and the doctors don't know why they're sick, and it turns out it could be celiac. I mean, it's all kinds of different symptoms on different people.
And a lot of people have it, right, Sarah?
Yeah, no, that's true. So 3.19 million people have it, about 1 in every 133 Americans. So that's a lot. But 83% of that are not diagnosed.
Wow.
So, what Izzy is saying is so true. I think there's a lot of people who are sick and who aren't feeling well. And I've, seen Suzy do interviews herself. It's about, the elimination diet and doing things that are different in order to find out what's like affecting your body and how it's affecting your body. So, celiac disease is actually the most common autoimmune disease in the world. So, more common than like lupus and rheumatoid arthritis. There's so many other things, that it kind of beats out, but a lot of people are undiagnosed.
But, you don't have to have that in order to enjoy the product. This product has switched I'll never buy a pretzel again except for these. I mean, they're that good. And I love pretzels, but these are fantastic. And the different varieties, different flavors. Izzy, I think you have the...
Yeah, there's sea salt, there's roasted garlic and herb, there's a little bit spicy, dark chocolate, and milk chocolate. They're grain-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, plant-based, nut-free, soy-free, dairy-free, egg-free, sesame-free, vegan, paleo, kosher, and 0 gram of sugar, which is right
I
up
will
my
put
alley.
one asterisk on that for you. The vegan, so they're all vegan with the exception of the milk chocolate version of the chocolate.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but you got that right. So, I mean, they're made with the cleanest, most simple ingredients that you can get out there.
But it's also
really starting with that mission to create a really tasty, allergen-friendly snack.
And but the flavor to it, it's not just the crunch, it's actually the flavor. If you didn't know what you were eating, you thought it would be just a regular traditional pretzel from Pennsylvania. I mean, it was just, you'd think that, but no. This is really, really special. The flavors are amazing. And
let me have another one.
Here. Marlis is with us.
Marlis had it, and she's like, "Oh, these are good."
I'm like, no, but I shouldn't have one because but now that you said all those things, I can have one.
And our engineer, Joe, who's very picky, and he just like, oh my God, this is fantastic, So now in terms of the website, it's Savor, SAVOR, by BY Suzy, SUZIE, savorbysuzy.com. And on there's all kinds of information on where you can buy the products, how you can use the products, and just more information on the products. But let me tell you, folks, if a food critic likes it, you're going to like it. If food critic likes it and Izzy likes it, guess what? That's even more of a... And Marlis is shaking her head. So now you got 3 of us. But no, really, this is one of the best products I think I've ever had of a snack food because to me it's perfect. It tastes good. It's got that crunch. So you don't have to eat a whole bunch. We were kidding ourselves eating so much, but you don't need a whole bunch. It lasts you for a long time to chew. It's not like your traditional cheap pretzels.
Yeah, and the sea salt wasn't really salty. It just has a lot of flavor, and it actually has a buttery flavor. I mean, it was just amazing. I mean, because usually you get sea salt pretzels, like, a mouthful of salt, and it's so salty. But it's really not. It almost has a back end of sweetness to it. I mean, it's not sugar, but I think it's a flour that they use, but it tastes so good.
It's a cassava flour?
Cassava flour.
Cassava flour, which I've never had anything with that on there. And it's just an amazing product. And again, it's called Savor, SAVOR, by Suzy, BYSUZIE, savorbysuzy.com. Highly recommend the product and everything. Now, are they planning to come out with more products, more flavors?
They're always looking at different innovations. right now kind of sticking to the core flavors that we have.
Mm-hmm.
But we're always looking at different options and different, things that we can add to the mix.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we do have a new flavor in the future. When, that part I'm not sure about. But, yeah, it's sticking to the core right now, and it's been really great. And lots of people love it. So we love that. And chocolate does really great. And so we'll just have to keep an eye out. I'll let you know and put it back on.
Oh, I'd love to. I know I was thinking about like cinnamon and sugar would be great with that. It'd be a nice combination.
Like a
and-
churro
Cinnamon.
flavor.
Yeah.
Like a churro, yeah. That'd be really good. See, we could start our own company now, Sarah. Now, how long have you been a foodie with what you do? I mean, you pretty much help companies like this market and everything. And how long have you been doing this? Because you're very knowledgeable.
I've been doing it at least 6 years. I mean, I say at least 6 because it actually feels like 20, but 6.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love it. I mean, working you just as you guys. I mean, working with food is fantastic. You can't get any better.
No, although not all products are good, let me tell you. But these are. I really can't. I feel like I work for them, but I don't. Not yet, at least.
You hear the crinkle.
Yeah, Marla's
Like,
just
"Ooh, one more.
pounding them down. Marla's, you want to say anything about these?
They're delicious.
Okay, can't get any better than that. So, again, it's called Savor by Suzy. The website is Savor, SAVORBY, Suzy, SUZIE.com. And I'm really looking forward to have on again talking about it. Anytime there's Pretzel Month or whatever, we can talk about maybe some recipes on how to use pretzels, because I've used them for dessert type things.
And that's the only place you can get them is online on
No,
the website?
Do you know a place offhand in our area?
Well, there are some places in your area that are a little bit smaller, but I do know that Oceanside is a little bit far for you guys.
Right.
But there is Silly Yak Snacks out there, and also Carmen Mello, which is in Yucca Valley. That might be a little bit far too, but that's only about a 40 miles, so it's not too
Yeah.
bad.
Well, the internet, you
But
can
it is easy online, because if you order online, right now I think they have free shipping on orders over 40.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
good to know.
Well,
I
Yeah.
We'll buy
can
enough
see
for everybody. We'll
myself
buy a
buy
pallet.
case
Do they
of
sell
this.
pallets? We want a pallet full.
You want a pallet?
That would last us about a week, wouldn't it, Suzy? We're both snackers. What can I say?
Yeah.
But and Marlis wants my
Hey.
Marlis wants
Just
an
let
extra
me know
pallet.
when and where, and I'll send it your way.
Okay, Joe wants a pallet, and Marlis wants 2 pallets. She's pointing. So
Wow.
no, really, this
Wow.
is really great products. Out of all the ones that you've introduced me.
International Airport would like to now honor